Good evening, everyone. At the end of today's presentation, I need you to leave feeling angry. I also need you to leave feeling inspired, and I hope you leave feeling committed. We must be angry that these children will never have the educational opportunity that you have. Inspired by the hundreds of young people who are working relentlessly to ensure that every child attains an excellent education, and so committed that you leave here determined to do something to make educational equity a reality for every child. Let us start by trying to understand the state of education in India. For this, I would request all of you to please stand up. Let us think you represent all the children of India, all 320 million of them. Imagine for a moment that you're 3, 4, 5 years old, just about ready to get to school. Now I want just you to please sit down. Can anybody tell me the difference between those who are seated versus those who are standing in the context of education? Yes? Yeah. Those who are seated represent the 4% of Indian children who have never been to school. They would have never seen a chalkboard, never worked with pencils. They would never even have seen a gate to a school. Now can I ask the first two rows to please sit down. Those of you who are standing represent the 58% of Indian children who make it past 5th grade. By this, I do not mean that those of you who are seated will all drop out in 5th grade. Some of them drop out in 2nd, some of them in 3rd grade, some of them in 4th. But by the end of 5th grade, all of them would have left the educational system. Think of your life in 5th grade and think of your lives now. How different would you have been if you had dropped out in 5th grade? I, for a fact, can say that my life would have been drastically different. Now can I ask all of you except the last row to please sit down. Look around the room. Those of you who are seated represent the 90% of Indian children who never go to college. And if you're a girl from rural India, just 1% of you will ever go to college. This makes me angry for two reasons. One, it is just not fair that demographics determine your destiny. Second, think of the impact this has on our country. We are maximizing just 10% of our human potential. That takes us to our vision. And I would request all of you to please read it together with me. One day, all children will attain an excellent education. I want you to focus on two words, all and excellent. All children. Every one of those 320 million children we'll be talking about. Every single child deserves an opportunity for education, regardless of where he's been born. And excellent? Why shouldn't education be excellent? The quality of education has a direct correlation with the level of education, lifetime earnings of a person, even health and longevity. Eradicating the achievement gap will make this country more equitable and also dramatically improve the average standard of living of the most poor. What is an excellent education? What does it look like? I want you all to close your eyes for some time. Imagine a slum. Picture a girl from the slums. Think of how her life is. Think of whether she's going to school, and if she is, what sort of education she's getting. Think of where she is when she's 15. Has everyone pictured a girl? Can you see this girl in your mind? Now you can please open your eyes. Let us meet one girl from the slums. I want you to meet Jyoti. Jyoti is a girl from the slums. She was born and brought up on PD Mellow Road in Mumbai. She lost her father at a very young age, wasn't in school, was far behind when compared to her peers. Then she joined Akanksha. We are also going to meet her teacher, Anjali Didi. Let us take a look at where an excellent education has taken Jyoti. Can one or two of you share where an excellent education has taken Jyoti? Anjali Didi had a huge stake in putting Jyoti on a different life path. That, to us, is what an excellent education looks like. That leads us to the mission of Teach for India. Our mission is to build a movement of leaders like Anjali Didi who will eliminate educational inequity in India. Now I want you to look at the highlighted words and think of which is the most important. Please raise your hands if you think movement is the most important word. Okay. Educational inequity? Alright. Leaders? Okay, there's no most important word, but I want you to focus on the word leaders. Teach for India deeply believes that this staggering challenge can only be solved if the brightest and young minds of the country become the next generation of leaders who care deeply about solving this problem. Leaders across sectors support us and our mission. I want you to meet one such leader. I'm sure all of you will recognize him. Let us take a look at who some of the leaders are that joined us over the past 4 years and where they come from. Meet Abhijat Bedekar, who was a senior programmer in Accenture. Snigdha Baduni, English graduate from Lady Sri Ram College for Women. Ms. Kausta Bora, journalism graduate, Symbiosis Institute of Media and Communications. Your very own Shravati Chattopadhyay from St. Xavier's, Kolkata. There's Prasad Sri Prakash, alumni of IIM Indore, and Prachur Goel, BTech graduate from IIT Bombay. Avantika Thakur, law graduate from National Law School. We have Priyanka Mohan, project engineer, Wipro Technologies. Sam Nandi, assistant manager, Idea Cellular, and Archana Bhatt, former employee of Axis Bank prior to joining the fellowship. We've seen where our leaders come from. Just take a look at the range of colleges and corporates that our leaders come from. St. Xavier's, 382 colleges and 219 corporates our fellows come from. The diversity is incredible. Now I want to show you any guesses about the number of leaders that have joined us over the past 4 years. Yes.